spirit sail. Every mark on this earth tells a tale. Every day that goes by without ever asking why, you believe in your dream. Close your eyes and believe in magic as I hold your hand. Close your eyes, believe in magic. 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 Believe in magic.
Hello, everyone. Today is Tuesday, January 22nd, 2019. Welcome to Angel Navigation, and I'm your host, Dianne Morgan. I'm coming to you live from the hill country of Texas. I'm a certified spiritual teacher, a certified spiritual life coach, and certified energy healer, as well as an angel intuitive and angel therapy practitioner and a published author. Plus, I do many, many other things. And you're now listening to International Angels Network. Before we get started, let's open with a poem by Tanya DeZingle. And being that we just finished Full Moon, and it's all about releasing, this is entitled, You Are Not Alone. You're not alone. The angels' wings wrap around you, protecting you and giving you peace. They hold all your fears and open your heart to hope and love. Take a deep breath. Inhale love and exhale fear. And let's do that one more time. Let's take a deep breath. Inhaling love and exhaling fear. And know that comfort surrounds you. Peace engulfs you. Remember, dear one, you are not alone. Our angels are always with us. So I'd like to thank you for joining me today, and I'm glad you're here. But before we get started with our show, let me tell you a little about the International Angels Network and our sponsors. International Angels Network, and we discuss angels, of course, but we also have subjects on the Divine Creator, energy healing, signs from spirit, fairies, light language, and we just love exploring all things spiritual, metaphysical, and mystical. And plus, we love introducing spiritual entrepreneurs. And we're dedicated to helping spiritual entrepreneurs and invite you to take a look at our International Angels Network Spiritual Entrepreneurs Membership Program. And that's under the membership tab at www.internationalangelsnetwork.com. And we provide one-on-one help with tips that will help you create and expand your spiritual business. Plus, you get your own IAN webpage and a listing in the IAN directory, IAN standing for International Angels Network. We advertise your business, and we offer ongoing support and coaching and soon entrepreneur workshops. We're doing mentoring, and this is for all spiritual entrepreneurs worldwide. It's not just angel practitioners. So if you've been wanting to get yourself out there, check out the Spiritual Entrepreneur Membership Program at www.internationalangelsnetwork.com. And if this is your first time listening, we're a live call-in show, and the last half of the show we'll be taking your calls at 1-516-453-9162. And this will be for angel guidance mini readings and questions on topic with my special guest. And it's the same number for all our shows. So write it down, put it in your phone, keep it handy. That's 1-516-453-9162. And if you have a question, press 1, and that will put you in the queue. And there's several ways to call into the show. If you're listening on Blog Talk, you can Skype into the show for free from anywhere. You just press the Skype icon while we're live on air. And that's at www.blogtalkradio.com/International Angels Network. Plus, we're now live on YouTube, and you can subscribe to our channel by pressing the bell icon and get your reminders when we're on air. And when we get 100 subscribers, we will be doing random drawings for some exciting prizes. And plus on Blog Talk and YouTube, join us in the chat room while we are live. And we do answer questions and pull cards from the chat room as well. So if you go to our Facebook fan page and you like our page, then you can also connect with us there for the shows while we're live on air. You just hit the call button, and also on our website at www.internationalangelsnetwork.com. Just hit the call button, and whichever way you choose to call us, if you have a question or you would like an angel card pulled, press 1, and that will put you in the queue of callers. Now, you never have to miss any of our shows. You can catch us live, again, on Blog Talk and YouTube, or listen on iTunes. And we're on several platforms. We're on Blueberry, Stitchers, Player FM, Google Play Music, Podbean, and many others. Plus, we're now available on TuneIn Radio and MyTuner Radio. Goodness, and since we're available on TuneIn Radio and MyTuner Radio, you can listen to our shows on Amazon Alexa, Apple TV, Roku TV, and other smart TV devices. Plus, you can listen on your Apple Watch, your car audio system, and much more. Also, our live shows are brought to you by Audible by Amazon. And Audible now offers over 420,000 titles to choose from. And this is for your iPhone, your Android, your Kindle, or your MP3 player. So you can get a free audiobook downloaded today with a 30-day free trial, and you can cancel anytime and you get to keep the free book. And to do that, you can go to www.audibletrial.com/International Angels, which in turn helps support our online network, and for that, we thank you. We'd also like to thank Sunday Sturgeon. She is the founder and CEO of Holistic Light Rejuvenation Center and our network sponsor. And Holistic Light Rejuvenation Center is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and you can find out more about this nonprofit center on our website. Then also tonight's show is sponsored by www.uniteinthelight.com, where myself and our Saturday London host, Susie Parrott, are so excited to have joined together, and we're offering 2-hour mini classes on how to connect with angels, classes on the archangels, and classes on working your own divine magic. And each individual class is for the low price of $33. And we'll be continually adding new classes as we are guided. So we invite you to visit our website and start your connection with the angels today at www.uniteinthelight.com. All right. Well, I am very excited to have my special guest here. My guest tonight is Maryanne Savino. Maryanne and I became acquainted on social media, and we've developed a wonderful friendship and sisterhood. She is such an amazing, loving soul. Maryanne is a starseed, an empathic channel, a sonic alchemist, a womb priestess, temple dancer, and chantress who has traveled throughout the U.S. and internationally studying and teaching feminine temple arts for over 20 years. She is an activator for vibrational sound codes known as the light language, or the language of light, and sacred dance transmissions of the Divine Mother. She is an educator and a guide for spiritual evolutionary journey known as the Ascension Process, where she assists others to awaken their authentic power and to help them align with their divine purpose to live from their mastery. She teaches classes, workshops, and has a private practice in New York City. Tonight we'll be hearing from her on how to love your shadow into the light, living in balance and harmony. You can visit her website at www.sacreddanceandsound.com. You can also find her on Facebook under Maryanne, Maryanne Savino, And the best way for potential clients to reach her is by email, which is lomiaaloha8@yahoo.com. That's LOMIALOHA, the number 8@yahoo.com. So let's have her join us now. Hi, Maryanne.
Hi,
Hello.
Dianne.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, dear. I'm so excited to have you and your lovely energy with us. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be here. Thanks for inviting me to be on your show. It's exciting.
Oh, you're very, very welcome. Well, as most of my listeners know, I like to just dive right in because the time goes so quickly.
Exactly.
And, so I'm going to say, Maryanne, tell us your story. What led you on your spiritual quest for your soul's purpose?
Okay. Well, I had experienced trauma with tragedy when I was just 2 years of age. It was my father's death. He had been murdered, and it devastated my entire family. And I don't recall him or remember him because I was so young. It was actually 2 months before my second birthday. And as I began questioning in my life, like as I was getting, older, like what is this all about? I wanted to know, why did this happen? What was the reason behind it? How am I going to live my life after having experienced, such a horrible tragedy?
Right.
And I believe it's what my soul chose for growth, to have this human soul experience in this lifetime, and especially at a time on the planet when we are evolving into higher states of consciousness with the ascension journey. I think it's all tied in together. I believe these were contracts made with myself and my father and the rest of my family. So I really was just seeking to know as much as I could about, why am I here? What's the reason for this? What is all this about? Well, where is this leading me to? And so I began to delve in and study spirituality in many different facets of it, from, yoga to metaphysics to, sound healing to channeling to energy healing. And,
the spiritual journey, that's what I call it. We dive into so many different facets, just seeking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wow. So being on the ascension journey, there's a lot of information out there on the ascension journey.
Yes, there is.
Would tell us, exactly what does it mean to ascend for our listeners out there that may be perhaps asking that question. A lot of people don't want to ask questions because they think, they don't want to get embarrassed because they don't know. They think they're supposed to know. Can you explain, for our listeners, what exactly does it mean to ascend? What is your definition?
Well, my experience of ascension, believe it or not, is more of a descension, because I think that when people hear the word ascension, the first thing, I remember when I heard it the first time based on this journey, I'm like, oh my God, are we going to leave? Are we just going to die and leave and go out? It's like, oh my God, well, you can't be serious.
Mine was, am I going to leave my body? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, exactly. It's like, oh my God, after everything I've been through, this is the way it's going to end. And so I realized, no, it's not. I really believe it, as I said, it's a descension of bringing our fragmented parts of ourselves that we've cut off from. And it's not just from this lifetime. It's from many, 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 many lifetimes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I believe that we are calling back in our soul essence, even though I believe there is a wholeness that already exists within us, but we have forgotten. And more so that we're awakening to it all, I think we're remembering why we're here, what's happening. So ascension is really about, it's returning our divinity to our human vessel and to merge with that so we become, this multidimensional being. Because we already are. We've just forgotten. And so we're bringing back those parts that we've cut off from to come into a wholeness. Mm-hmm. And to remember our wholeness and to express ourselves from that place of wholeness. That is my sense of what ascension is for me. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that answered it enough, if I can elaborate more, but that would be the way I would explain it.
No, I think that answered it beautifully, darling, because I believe the same thing. I believe that we're healing. Archangel Gabriel told me once that ascension was like healing, all the past lives as well. It's like pulling, or as they say, peeling an onion, and you've got to get down to the very core. And so there's so many, if you think of it that way, and I picture that in my mind, there is so much healing for us to get through from all the lifetimes we've been here, to get to that place where we have found that we are a soul being having a human experience, and we start remembering who we are, and remembering the power that we hold within us, being a spiritual being.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's so true. That's really true.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us about the shadow, and how does it help us to find our light?
Okay, so the shadow.
She's like, now, boy, I get to get into the nitty-gritty now.
Yeah. Well, shadow, people see it as being something dark or negative or bad. I used to see it that way myself, thinking, I don't want to go near anything negative and ugly and scary and bad. And okay, that's a normal response from our human ego perspective, because that's what we're going to do. We're also programmed.
Duality.
But
yes.
Yeah, it's totally. I mean, and really, shadow to me is also source energy. Mm-hmm. You have the balance of the light, dark, the male, female. It's like the yin yang symbol. You have to have that balance. So it is definitely, my feeling, my sense of it is that it is a God source frequency. It might be a slightly lower vibration at times, than love or light, or the positive or the good, but it's still part of us. Right. And if we don't embrace, that part too, then how are you really going to know your truth of your light? Mm-hmm. So in a way, shadow is kind of a gift that helps us find our light, that exists not only within us, but throughout the universe. So, I look at shadow as a little lost orphan that's tugging at us and saying, please, I just want to be loved. I want you to pay attention to me. It's like the inner child who got banished, who went through some kind of wounding and never got to express him or herself. And so it's like the little shadow aspects that we deny is saying, please pay attention to me. I'm here too. I'm right here. Can't you love me too? Why don't you love me? Why do you run from me? Why do you...
I'm part of you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not separate, and without the shadow, we can't know the light. So I feel that shadow is going to show up.
Oh, yes. Yes,
it's going to show up in ways that are really unpleasant, to help us make that growth, to strive, to find our light.
So many light workers, when they become aware, I don't necessarily vibrate with the term awaken, because I think we're all awakened. We were born awakened. We become aware of that connection.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so many of them think, well, I've got to walk in the light. And I myself did that. It's like, okay, all right, I understand I've got to walk in the light. And for numerous nights in a row, and this was, probably a couple of years into my journey, I would dream about this being that was behind my back that kept pulling at me and nudging me in my sleep. And it was this dark shadow. And I got it. I understood that my shadow was saying, hey, you can't walk in the light all the time without acknowledging me. I am part of who you are, and this part is something else that needs to heal. And so that was a big eye-opener for me about the shadow and the light, and how we are all made up of both, and we need to love and nurture and cherish and acknowledge both the shadow and the light within ourselves to be a whole being.
That's right. We have to integrate both the shadow and the light together so that there's a harmony, a balance.
Right.
And, the other thing I have found with shadow, a very common characteristic of human behavior is that when we become desperate enough and we're really in the dark night of the soul and think, oh, my God, how am I ever going to survive this? We're basically going to do just about anything to rid ourselves of, that suffering, that pain, that despair.
Yeah.
And so, when life is too comfortable, we won't make changes so easily. We'll stay in the comfort zone and say, oh, no, life is great here. I'm just going to stay right here. But we can't grow that way.
Exactly.
So when life gets filled up with these shadow events that bring us, unbearable thoughts and feelings, we're much more willing to turn to the God source within, the Creator, to kind of say, help me through these struggles. How, that's been plaguing me. What can I do? And truly, it's in that time of surrender. Is when we kind of realize, okay, now I can surrender and be held by Source.
Right.
And that is, that's how, we're going to seek to find the light when the shadow shows up, and instead of running from the shadow, that's creating so much discomfort in our lives, and it may be on a, some level of slightly lower frequency. That's not a bad thing. You're not going to know the high, the light, the strength without that despair and discomfort. And that's going to help us remember who we truly are and why we're here.
I've often thought, too, that perhaps the shadow side is to help us get through the life lessons that we came to learn. And, that thought has popped into my head before. I have so many different thoughts that pop in my head about things, but that has been a thought process that I've had, that, we all have made up of light and shadow.
Yeah.
And perhaps the shadow actually is part to help us with the lessons, to help us, as you said, you get to that point where you just, you surrender. There's nothing left to do but surrender to get out of it. And I think, many of us have reached that point.
Yeah. And, shadow is a powerful tool for healing, because it shows you exactly what you're thinking and feeling that holds you in your pain and suffering. So it acts as a guide to lead you. It's leading us into the places within ourselves that are looking to receive the attention for the healing.
For the healing.
For the healing and that wholeness, because, it goes back to, it gives us opportunities to step into that conscious awareness. And helps us release the old programming and patterns that have kept us living small and limited. Because we're not small and limited. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. As a matter of fact, there's nothing wrong with any of it. It's just about awareness and showing us, okay, here's this lower frequency that's keeping me small, limited, and stuck. Okay, I'm going to honor that.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other side, we have this incredible strength and power and magnificence and wholeness and beauty that we are. And so now we could say, well, I'm going to step into this light and I'm going to claim it. You know, it really, I think shadow helps us find our way home to our divinity. It's like we've been lost, and now it's helping us find our way home in our own divine, unique energy of who we are.
Oh, that's beautiful. So you also work with vibrational sound healing. How does the vibrational sound healing or light language play a role in the shadow work?
Well, you know, sound vibration is a carrier wave for intention.
Mm-hmm.
So when you direct a high vibrational frequency of sound into the shadow aspects, let's say you have major, you know, fear coming up, and you're really having a struggle getting out of the fear, you can direct, whether you use your voice or a crystal singing bowl or a gong or a drum, whatever form of music or vibrational sound you like to use, you can direct the high vibrational frequency into the shadow aspect, and what it does is it stimulates the wholeness that's already within us that leads to being healed and to come to that place of harmony and balance. And as we, you know, we start to clear away the old programming and negative beliefs and thought forms, we get to create a space to manifest our beautiful dreams, to bring in what we truly wish to be living. We have to clear out the old, make that space, and then call in what it is we wish to receive. That's how sound works with shadow. One of the ways. I'm sure there are many ways, but that's one of the ways.
Yeah, because my sound is the crystal singing bowls. And I know when I was early on my path, and I had a mentor that played them, and once a month I was there doing a 2-hour session with the crystal singing bowls. And I just knew I vibrated with them, and that it just made me feel so good. And now listening to you, that was a way that my shadow side was healing and coming into the light.
Absolutely. That's beautiful.
Because this was an ongoing for 14 months. That once a month, I called it my spiritual checkup. And once a month, I would go into meditation with the crystal singing bowls. And so, you know, I really relate to those. And I've only participated in the light language a couple of times, but it's absolutely, it's such a high vibration. So tell us real quick, how did you get into the language of light, Maryanne?
Oh, well, the language of light and also how it works with the shadow. I mean, language of light, it actually, for me, started through vocal toning and overtone harmonics that got activated in me probably in the 90s, like the early to mid-90s. And what actually activated the sound vibration in me through my voice was a Hawaiian shamanic temple dance that I had been studying that creates an infinity symbol and holds geometries of light. And the kahuna, the Hawaiian shaman, had taken this from a flock of frigate birds and put it into a form of dance that then was used on the body for healing in a Hawaiian temple bodywork massage. And so I had been practicing all of that, and then one evening I was at a gathering here in New York City, and it was back in the early 2000s, maybe 2003 or 4. Two of my friends were giving these transmissions and activations of these languages that, oh my God, I said, I know that, and yet I don't know how I know it. And I started, after I heard them, like they activated me, I started to speak. I was already using codes of light through the vocalizing, through the sound of tones. But then it went into these words that had these intricate patterns. And then I started to speak them. And light language, I believe a lot of people talk about that they're channeling it, which I believe is true, but I also believe that they reside within us. It's a form of, our highest self-expression of our higher self. It's a multidimensional expression of energy. And, if we allow it to be expressed, it can really change our lives. Because we are messengers of light. There are angelic codes, galactic codes, fairy energy, earth energies, there's cosmic forces, star codes. All of this connects, and shadow aspects can really be worked through with the language of light because they're dormant. And when we unlock these dormant codes, I feel like the more you drop down into the heart space and really let it settle down, get out of the mind, the busy mind, and you can't understand it all with the mind. It has to be felt with the heart.
Right.
When you really start to let that energy from the heart sink even deeper down into the belly, where our creative energy is, then magic happens, and you can work on your shadow aspects using these light codes. And I find it, very enhancing and empowering.
Right. And healing at the same time. So
absolutely.
If anyone out there listening that has never experienced any type of vibrational sound healing, it just takes you to a different place, is what I want to say. It takes you to a different place in your journey.
Absolutely. Yes, it does.
Yeah. Okay, so we're already halfway through the hour. Wow. And I have so many other questions. We'll have to have you back.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I don't mind coming back on. I'd be honored, and I'd love to come into now some light code transmissions to give out to those listening, because I feel like if you don't get to experience it, and talking about it just doesn't give you the fullness of it. So I'd like to give some transmissions to help us with our shadow
We would love
aspects.
that. We would love
that.
Okay.
So everybody just relax and take a nice deep breath in and out and start to settle down. Close your eyes. Make yourself comfortable. I'm going to offer these codes of light to assist us with our shadows and integrating our light and shadow to harmonize and restore us to balance. And all you have to do is breathe it in and receive it and let it settle into your own cells. Alukarumasha talaya rakasuturu sa. Arumeshenyan ansaralaya kotoro makoria pata koruta. Marumasai shasal aloya je zarakaturu pate mialai. Amurum bako sekai shenlaya rakato nesa tarakoma. Aloyera ma kurumbaya shatara ul ar ikat ototatai. Akurum tatatai aralamo koshatea. Meskoro sham ansarayala katoi. An untal aruma kopea fal. Akurumba asoesheya sekotutia. Mekorumba shalaya rakatuya ekoruma. Uru katuye la roka soe jezeya la lokaruta. Amonai alokaro, amosetaya shalaya raka. And take a nice deep breath in and relax. And breathe. Let the frequencies permeate your being. Mm. Those were angelic codes as well as Arcturian codes. There were some star lines, cosmic galactic frequencies, even a little bit of the elementals came in. Lots of angelic, very Lemurian and Atlantean frequencies as well.
And what I call angel bumps all over my body. Thank you very much. Well, you also give private sessions, classes, and joy shops in the New York City area. So you want to tell our listeners just a little bit about that and any specials you have going on?
Sure. I offer private work in Ascension support. I do a lot of work with womb healing. And I give readings based more on your ascension and where your soul purpose is headed and what you're looking to create. And so I kind of integrate it so that you have a full gamut of healing and opportunities to grow and transform. So I'm offering for this particular show, I'm giving a 30-minute private session at a discounted rate of $70. And so I'm available in person here in New York City, but I'm also available by phone and on Skype. So if you live out of the city and out of the area, I can still assist. And a lot of the information in more detail in my bio is on my website, and you can find out more information there. You could also contact me via email if you have any questions. I'm happy to assist.
You want to give your email address one more time, sir?
Yes. My email address is, I'll say it and then spell it, lomialoha8@yahoo.com, and that is LOMIALOHA, the number 8, @yahoo.com. And my website is www.sacreddanceandsound.com.
Okay, and Maryanne's info is also on the Facebook event description and the show notes description on the Blog Talk Radio website for this episode, if you didn't get that written down. Okay, so we're over halfway through the show, and first I need to give a few announcements, and then we'll open our lines at 1-516-453-9162, and you can press 1 to get in the queue. We'd love to answer your questions or hear your experience as the light language transmission that you just experienced. So first, a lineup for our shows this week. Tomorrow, Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, January 23rd, is Angel Talk with Sue, and that's with Sue Broom, and her guest is Rosemary Hurwitz, and she's going to be discussing her book, Who You Are Meant to Be. And then Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern and 7 p.m. UK time, January 26th, is Angelic Light with Susie Parrott, Manifesting Your Desires with Archangel Ariel. Plus, she'll be doing mini readings. Then also Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, Divine Guidance with Shishi O'Donnell. So make a note, beginning February 4th, Shishi will be moving to Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. And the Divine Guidance show, Shishi will also be giving mini readings. And then there's no show on Sunday, January 27th, but that show title is Mystical Connections, and that's with our founder and producer, Claudia Ibarra. So keep checking back on that because I know she's got some exciting guests coming up in February. And you can join me back here next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, January 29th. And we're going to be talking about energy healing with the angels and, of course, free angel guidance card readings. So, plus, mark your calendars for Thursday, February 7th, 2019, our premiere episode of The Alex Levy Show with our new Thursday night host, Alex Levy. So you'll want to tune in to that, and that'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, February 7th. And don't forget to visit our website at www.internationalangelsnetwork.com. And there's so much information there. You can find out what our hosts are up to, like Sue Broom and her new course, Channel Writing with Mom, and, of course, myself and Susie, and our course, Connecting with the Angels. We've got our Spiritual Entrepreneur Membership Program, and you can sign up to be a guest under the Guest tab for any of our shows. And plus, we have a new blog, Esoteric Communication for 2019. And you can learn more about Alex Levy, our new Thursday night host. And there's just so much information there. And you can also connect with me there at www.internationalangelsnetwork.com/Dianne. That's Dianne. Or if you want to know more about my services and working with me, you can visit my website at Dianne Morgan, Dianne, Morgan.com. I offer crystal, angelic grid healing, angel guidance readings, teachings, online classes, and one-on-one spiritual coaching. And this can all be done in person or long distance over the phone, Skype, Facebook Messenger, video, or the Zoom. So, Maryanne.
Yes.
All right, darling. All right, guys, don't be shy. Our lines are open at 1-516-453-9162, and press 1 to get in the queue, or ask in the chat room on Blog Talk or YouTube. So, all right. We have Rosa from New York City. Hi, Rosa. How are you this evening?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for doing what you're doing. Blessings.
Oh, blessings to you.
Welcome.
Hon.
Thank you.
And gratitude. From one light worker to you two. Blessings always.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. How can we help you this evening?
I wasn't prepared. I've been trying to get on Blog Talk and Skype, and now this is spontaneous. What am I supposed to be doing besides making you laugh?
Did you get to participate in the light language transmission?
Oh, that was wonderful. Oh, my God. I felt it in my heart.
Questions about it for Maryanne?
I'd like to know the depth of such an activation. I think this is my first such activation. I'm not sure. But it really, I really felt it in my heart center and in my throat. Is that
beautiful.
significant? Or,
well, that would make complete sense, because when we don't get to speak out and speak our authentic self and be heard, a lot of times the throat chakra will be affected. And you know, it's great that you were able to feel that, because that's the beauty of it. It's not trying to understand it with the mind. It's really more about feeling it, and it's great that you let yourself feel that. I would just say let that continue to permeate. Drink a lot of water, and see what it activates in you over the next couple of days. Let yourself just explore that. You may begin to speak it yourself. You may feel it. You might have visuals. You know, it's going to be different for each person, and, you know, just let yourself explore that. Because I think that, you know, yeah. Go ahead, dear.
No,
okay, go ahead. No, I just wanted to hear what you had to say about it.
The question would be, so what just occurred, which was profound, would have multiple days to play out, or just to be aware of what's different?
Yeah, I mean, just be open to whatever wants to express itself, whatever comes up for you. And, you know, keep feeling into that. Get a sense of it through your feeling energy rather than trying to figure it out with the mind. Because even though they're words, but they're words of codes, and the codes are embedded within us in our own DNA. So it may have activated something, I'm sure it did, in you, that over the next few days or weeks you may start to feel things come up and reveal to you whatever it is you're seeking.
Well, I do feel a pulsation. I can tell you that now. I did not use my mind when I listened. I just absorbed. I just let myself go, just being.
Beautiful.
I was just being. And trying to get on Skype and block talk. So I really didn't pay attention or try to decipher anything. I just received. I just opened my heart and received. Because I'd like to continue transforming and healing. And part of that, I just had to allow myself to be open, and that's what I did.
Wonderful. That's beautiful.
So thank you for the gift. That was extremely beautiful.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for calling in and sharing that with us.
Thank you, Rosa. Just trust it, feel it, and allow it. And I feel like these amazing shifts are going to take place for you.
Thank you, Dianne and Maryanne.
Thank you, Rosa.
Thank
you. Have a good night, Rosa.
Enjoy.
Okay, we have a blog talk chat room. And I am terrible with names. Is it Flobi Juan? And he just says, or she says, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Flobi.
Beautiful. And then we have a Flo from New York online. Flo?
Hi. It's
Hi, Flo.
I'm Flobi on Facebook, but...
oh, okay.
Hi, Flobi.
Hi, Flobi.
Hi. So Flobi was like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
So, perfect. You called the right station.
Exactly. We're weird, all that weird and wacky stuff. That's what we like. So how can we help you tonight?
Well, first of all, I just want to say, I've been following Maryanne for quite some time now, and you have brought a lot of inspiration and greatness to my life and so many aspects. Like, I can't even put into words. And listening to you is just amazing. And very recently, I would say about 2 years ago, I started to get into the Archangel work. I'm a Reiki master since I was 6. I'm a massage therapist. I have also studied some shaman work in the past. I actually have 3 of the 9 shaman rights. So something's been coming up. The Archangel work has been getting very intense. So when I started to, it's interesting because something else that's new is that I start to see colors in my peripherals of like purples and greens when I massage. And I know it's the angels. And I feel that they have messages for me, but I feel like I don't know what they're trying to give me. And I've been working very closely with Archangel Raquel lately because I've been dealing with some legal issues with my neighbor. So I want to progress my studies. I just feel that they have messages for me, and I just don't know how to receive them sometimes. That makes sense.
Well, I think you just have to trust and let it unfold and see what, continues to come forth for you, because I feel you're on a very strong path. And I think that, the sound vibration, I don't know why I get that for you, is could really take you into a whole other direction. It feels very strong for you, and it can come in many forms. It could be the language of light. It could be crystal singing bowls. It could be, your voice with tones, and I feel like angelic codes there in your throat chakra, and they may want to come forth. And I would say explore it, and just don't ask questions so much, but dive in and see what unfolds for you.
Right. And Flo, a lot of times when we start working with the archangels, that was me. I was seeing all these colors all of the time, but nobody ever explained to me. And so this is the way that I teach the archangels, is in their halo colors, which is nothing more than a vibration. And so when my first question for the purple, is it an amethyst purple or is it a deep eggplant purple, or, what purple is it that you're seeing? Can you describe the purple? Is it more of a violet?
I would say that's a very interesting question. I would say it is like an amethyst purple, but it's funny because like when I get the light, they're in my peripherals, and they like it's like goes into like this like square like flash out. It's wild, and I'll see like a bright green, like not a bright green, but like an LED light type of thing, like a laser.
Okay, and those are my understanding because I do that, and I used to do it, and I thought I was like going blind or something. I didn't know I might lose my peripheral vision, and I'm like, what is going on? And finally, one day, Archangel Metatron told me, he said, just sit back and enjoy the light show. And so I closed my eyes, and it was the most beautiful light show of all the beautiful angelic halos, but there was a white diamond making diamond patches. You know, I could just see the diamonds. Well, and later in my studies, I understand Archangel Gabriel brings in the diamond light energy. So my thought process for you is you are experiencing ascension upgrades.
Yeah, I was also going to say color, light, and sound frequency are not separate. So it's all integrating, and it's you're coming into that multidimensional self of that integration as these downloads come in.
It's very, very interesting.
And the purples, Archangel Jeremiah, who helps us through life reviews. And if it's something that at this point in your journey you need to review things that have gone on in your life, similar to the shadow side, reviewing things in your life so you can make changes to move forward.
Okay.
And then Zadkiel as well is Zadkiel is the lapis, but it comes more through as the amethyst color because Zadkiel works with the sacred violet flame, of transmutation and burning away all the lower negative stuff that you want to get rid of. So it sounds like to me, the archangels are just making you aware, that they're there and they're wanting to work with you more as you're ascending.
Yes, and it's very interesting because it's not only now just when I massage, it's now all the time randomly.
Right.
Wow. And if I'm talking to somebody, I will see it past the person, and I'm like, holy crap. So
yeah, it used to freak me out too. Finally, I just said, okay, whatever.
It's kind of cool, but I don't want to say anything because they might think I'm crazy. I'm like, but I
know exactly what you're saying because first person I ever told, they're looking at me like, like, serious. I can't see. My peripheral vision is gone on both sides, but I'm seeing all these beautiful colors, and I don't know how to explain it. And of course, I go to the eye doctor because it's like, what is going on with me? And he said, it's eye migraines. And I kept going, this is not eye migraines. I don't understand what it is, but I know it's. And finally, it dawned on me, it's upgrades. It's light code upgrades that we're getting.
Yep. So amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're
very, very welcome.
Thank you for calling in.
Yes. Thank you, Flo.
Thank you, and blessings to everyone.
Blessings to you.
Much love to you, dear. Be well.
Yes. Guys, love, peace, and light beam.
Bye-bye, sweetie.
Bye.
Okay, next we have Donna from Louisiana.
Hi.
Hi, Donna. How are you?
Hey, okay. I just want to make sure I can hear me. I've never done anything like this before, so I don't know what kind of tech difficulties I might have. So.
You're good.
My stuff usually blowing up on me anyway, so I'm just prepared.
How can we help you this evening, sweetheart?
Oh, well, thanks for taking the call, and I just wanted to share, like, this has all been so new to me, and I've actually started to read some of Maryanne's stuff on Facebook. It was a really random way how I found it, and so listening to this tonight, I feel like I might have found home for some solid direction that I've been kind of seeking, just to kind of some of this to make more sense. So this was really nice. Beautiful. I feel just like, oh my God, this is it was meant to be, because I never do podcasts and these types of things. I try to do all my own research and figure it all out and read stuff on Facebook. And I'm like, no, this feels very, very like, oh, okay, this is really, I've been taking notes during the whole show. I have like a note. No, I'm still in the process of learning. Thank you so much.
I'm so glad you called in, Donna. Thank you.
It took some nerve. I'm like, I don't know, like I get nervous, and I'm like, no, I really want to say something. However, I have no organization to it, but it's just putting it out there.
There you go. You got to take that leap of faith and just see where it leads you, sweetie. And we're glad that you called.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna.
Just wanted to thank you.
Did you have a question for us?
Oh, I thought it had cut out. Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's all right. That's okay.
No, I just wanted to say, like, y'all made a point earlier. I just wanted to bring this up. Like, I knew something was starting to go on with me around 2014. I do things like in timelines in my head, so it helps me, like, see the patterns. But, like, I see where things were happening before now. But 2014 was I'm very fully aware of, but it was 2017, January of 2017, where something like happened to me that I literally all I could ever describe it was like I felt like I died almost, and then came back quickly. But it was due to, like, I was leaving a 9-year marriage, and it had just gotten to a point of, like, I think at just some cellular level. Like, so it's like that situation is what triggered me into a whole nother level of something the last 2 years. I've just been like, whoa, like, obviously this is, I'm assuming, the ascension process I've been going through.
I was just going to say, you're perfect, because the ascension is like a death without physically dying. You are shedding your old ego identity of who you thought you were so that you can birth into who you're meant to be. So it does feel like a death, because it's not a physical death necessarily. It's an energy death.
I mean,
and then you embody your
energy
light.
death. That makes sense to me now.
You start to embody your divinity the more you let go of the old programming, those shadow aspects. You're going to let go of living small, being limited, but you're going to honor your shadow, and then you're going to grow through the shadow and the light dancing in unison. And that's what it sounds like you've been experiencing.
Yes, ma'am. Like, to a T. And, like, literally thought I was going insane, as I have read religiously, so to speak, the last 2 years, like, literally studying this, because I couldn't even go out in public for a while. I thought I had lost my shit. I mean, y'all, I'm sorry, but I really thought it was intense. And now it's like just more natural, and that's where I'm seeking guidance. Like, I'm like, y'all are saying this stuff about the shadow, and it just makes sense. I don't want to keep rambling, but it's truly been intense, and me trying to figure it out.
You can reach out to Maryanne, Donna, and she can give you more information. We've got about 1 minute left on the show.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, thank you for letting me know.
Thank you, though, for sharing your experiences, because that helps others when they hear your story. So I really want to thank you for that.
Oh, great. Great. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a wonderful night, Donna. You take care.
Yes. Blessings, sweetie. Okay, we're about out of time, and I'm going to pull a card for Rosa Bella Rosa. Really quick, what the angels want her to know. And Rosa, whatever situation that you are in, the angel card we got for you is let go, which is good advice for all of us. Let go, surrender, and just breathe. Maryanne, thank you so much for being here. I know time goes really, really fast, and it's been a delight to have you with us.
Thank you for having me. It's been an honor, a pleasure, and a joy.
Oh, thank you, sweetie. And thank you all for joining us, and join me back here next week. And until then, I'm sending you all much love and blessings of light. Have a great week.
Much love. Good night, everyone.
Good night, and God bless.